Hi, I'm Rebecca Balcarcel. Let's talk about Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay, Compensation. He starts out by saying that nature compensates for any action with a reaction, as we know from Newton's laws and all that. He mentions positive and negative charges, heat and cold, light and dark. And the implication is that this is true of human relationships as well. He says every faculty which is a receiver of pleasure has an equal penalty put on its abuse. So every ability that we have, if we abuse it, there'll be a penalty because this is a law of nature. Now, this is different from the justice meted out by humans to punish each other. He's not speaking of that. He's only speaking of the laws of the universe that will compel justice to be done in every situation. He points to the example of a man who is too fierce and strong for society by temper and by position a bad citizen, a morose ruffian with a dash of the pirate in him. So he says, is there this kind of man? Well, nature sends him a troop of pretty sons and daughters who are getting along in the dame's classes at the village school, and love and fear for them smooths his grim scowl to courtesy. So nature will pull him back from that extreme by bringing him experiences in life and situations that will force him to soften in this case. Later, Emerson says, a perfect equity adjusts its balance in all parts of life. He sees this balance as a fundamental part of how the universe is put together. Every act rewards itself. So when he speaks at the very beginning about people in the pulpit and churches saying, oh, you have to wait for your reward in heaven before you can get rewarded for your good deeds, he says, no, you're going to be rewarded right away, or you're going to be rewarded in how your life unfolds. The reward is already there in the act of doing something good. So not only does it just feel good and that sort of thing, but it sets in motion things in the universe that will be good. This is good news because you don't have to wait to enjoy the fruits of being good. You cannot escape them, but the same is true for bad actions. And if this is sounding a lot like karma, then yes, karma is very similar to what Emerson is speaking about as far as I understand karma. Now, to people who might say, well, wait a minute, don't bad people get away with stuff? Emerson says, crime and punishment grow out of one stem. Punishment is a fruit that's unsuspected, ripens within the flower of the pleasure which concealed it. Cause and effect, means and ends, seed and fruit cannot be severed, for the effect already blooms in the cause. As soon as you do something bad, you've already caused the bad consequence to come to you. It's part of one thing. We can't separate off the act from the consequence. They are a unit, and you can't have one without the other. He says the specific stripes may follow late after the offense, but they follow because they accompany it. The stripes, he means the punishment, it will come. Maybe late, but it will come because it's already wrapped up in the act itself. Act and consequence go together. Now, he uses this to speak of the senses and how we as humans tend to want to sever the act and the consequence when it comes to indulging our senses. He says to gratify the senses, we sever the pleasure of the senses from the needs of character. The soul says, eat. The body would feast. The soul says, the man and woman shall be one flesh and one soul. The body would join the flesh only. The soul says, have dominion over all things to the ends of virtue. So for the purpose of virtue. The body would have the power over things to its own ends. So for its own purposes. So here he's saying that we can't forget that when we indulge the senses or misuse our senses, that already some kind of consequence is going to come to us because, again, it's all wrapped up as one thing and we can't sever the act and the consequence. And Emerson says that we tend to not understand this, he says, we see the mermaid's head, but not the dragon's tail. So we notice the pleasure, but don't understand the consequences. Now, in the middle of the essay, Emerson lists all kinds of proverbs and sayings that reflect this same wisdom, like tit for tat, an eye for an eye, measure for measure, give and it shall be given you, thou shalt be paid exactly for what thou hast done, not more, not less. It's kind of common to understand that this is the way the universe works, because humans have been dealing with this for a long time and have seen this to be true. So later, Emerson says, you cannot do wrong without suffering wrong. And this seems obvious, doesn't it? That doing something bad will bring bad consequences to you. Now he also says, the exclusionist in religion does not see that he shuts the door of heaven on himself in striving to shut out others. Those who think that they are going to heaven and no one else is, they may actually be barring their own way to heaven instead of barring other people's way. He also says, treat men as pawns and ninepins, and you shall suffer as well as they. So if you go around treating people as objects that you can manipulate, you will suffer too. He says, if you leave out their heart, you shall lose your own. The senses would make things of all persons, of women, of children, of the poor. You can't treat people badly without coming to harm yourself. And the senses are not enough. Our senses would just treat people as things when our soul knows better, that they aren't just things, that they are fellow souls. Now, he himself hates to be in debt in a soul kind of way. I can tell because he says, experienced men of the world know very well that it is best to pay scot and lot as they go along. He's not going to try to get away with not paying what he owes in any sense, in money in particular, but in other ways too. If he accepts a favor, then he feels that he's indebted and he needs to give a favor, maybe not to the very same person, but to someone, because in the laws of the universe, he feels that he's in debt and therefore he's got to give, otherwise he'll remain indebted and it'll be exacted from him if he doesn't go ahead and give what is owed to the universe. He says, wise men will extend this lesson to all parts of life and know that it is the part of prudence, that means it's prudent, it's practical, to face every claimant, so everyone who claims something from you, and pay every just demand on your time, your talents, or your heart. Always pay. For first or last, you must pay your entire debt. So if there are demands on your time, demands on your money, and he says your heart or your talents, you must pay those, because if they are just demands, now he doesn't say unjust demands, but just demands, meaning things that you truly do owe, you need to pay, because the universe will compel you to if you don't do it yourself. He says the benefit we receive must be rendered again, line for line, deed for deed, cent for cent, to somebody. So the thing that you receive, you're going to have to pay back, pay forward, we could say. Well, that would be investing ahead of time, doing something nice for someone before anyone has done something nice for you. Emerson would like that quite a bit, I think.